T, and I'm gonna let. No, I had my buddies actually. I had my buddies spend the weekend over. Well, they didn't sleep over, but we had uh a guys' night out, I guess. And it was pretty fun, man. We
I saw
walked
your
around.
post.
Yeah, we walked around downtown, and we were like, hey, you know what? We had plans to do all these things where we're gonna, hot bars and all that, right? But then I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, bro, we're like in our mid 40s, man, and we're talking about Midtown Sacramento. So
Oh God.
you know,
Who's are
uh,
yawning at 10 o'clock like,
Yep,
that
exactly.
and that and as you guys know, probably T doesn't know, but Pablo knows this pretty well. Uh, when it's hot outside and you're in Midtown, the bums come out like
oh,
roaches. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Right. So that was gonna be
hey.
yeah, that would have been interesting had we done that. But yeah, it was cool. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because the round whiskey ice balls, right?
Yeah.
My wife had that all prepped for when my friends were gonna come over, but I completely forgot they were there. So we used like just janky ass ice cubes. Really fun.
They're like, dang, holding out, huh?
I know, dude.
All right, y'all. Well,
Yeah.
welcome to the
Hey.
13th episode of Thought Sessions, where thoughts, it might be yours, becomes the topic of conversation. We do have some special guests, which we'll be introduced in a little bit. But for now, my friends call me T, and I'm here with my Bay Area buddies.
What's up, everyone? It's me, Chess.
And it's Pablo, aka P. What up, what up, what up?
What's up?
Let's go.
All right. So as you know, guys, we do this for you. We do this for the Bay Area crowd, and
What's up, Bay?
we have a really special treat for you guys tonight. We have one of San Jose's, well, Bay Area, yeah, San Jose's
San Jose's
favorite
own.
sons, San Jose's own Interlude, joining us today. So please,
right.
if you guys are watching, if you're with us, ask anything, right? I think you guys are
Okay.
pretty much open to, or they're pretty much open to answering whatever it is that you might have. So please join us, pull up a seat, and enjoy.
Pull up a seat. Let's go ahead and bring them on in. So
Yes,
we're
ma'am.
bringing in Cyrus. Cyrus is coming on the scene. We're bringing in James,
What up, what up?
and we're bringing in Eric.
Hey.
What up?
What's good, what's good, what's good?
Hey.
Hi.
Guys.
What up, though?
What's
What
up,
up?
guys? So this
Okay.
is episode 13. We have Interlude with us. Just like Tamika said, we have Cyrus, James, and Eric. Obviously, for those that don't know, James and Eric are brothers. Cyrus is a third extended brother. We have them with us tonight only for one thing, really, and that's to share some stories. Ooh, we got Ness. Is that Nestor?
Special guest?
It's
Special
Ness.
surprise guest.
Cyrus, is
Oh
that
my
Nestor?
God. Yeah, I think that's Nestor.
All right, so I guess we're gonna be talking
Nestor.
about Prestige Suit tonight. Anyways, we got the group of guys tonight, and really, what we want to talk about is everything and anything that has to do with Interlude. And we have a few questions from tonight, but if you guys can help us out with a few others, you guys are more than welcome to do that. So again, please welcome Interlude on the show.
Yay.
Hey,
All right, you guys got
Welcome.
You guys got your drinks.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Let's give a cheers to a great session.
There you go. All right,
Cheers.
first of all, one of the first questions that I want to ask you guys, and this is really aimed or directed to all you guys, not just one particular, but how, I mean, I know the answer, right? Because I was there day one. But how did you guys come about? What was the vision? Because back in 90, I would say 93, 94, San Jose was like boomtown when it came to R&B groups and stuff like that. What was your vision, and how did you guys seek out to stand out, right? Because you guys definitely did. You guys stood out amongst the rest of them. How'd you guys do it? What was your vision, and how'd you guys come about?
You're on
And
mute.
Eric, you
You're on
should probably
mute.
start because let's let Eric start. Eric, you're on mute. But
Sorry.
Eric, there you
Rookie
go.
mistake.
Dang, rookie mistake already.
I was okay.
Come on, get it
It
together.
wasn't even like 1 minute yet.
It wasn't even.
I'm gonna mess up on my first. It was my first question, and I messed up already. What the hell? No, well, basically, it was early '90s. You know what I mean? We listened to Boys to Men,
Mhm.
and
Right.
that was the vision. Really, we wanted to be like those guys. Those guys were just the way they can just bust out and sing in a cappella, smooth harmonies. And those of you that has ever heard like live a cappella, like there's just some magic about it. And
Right.
long story short, once the guys and I got together and started practicing and perfecting our craft, we knew right then and there that's what we wanted to do. So what we did is we just got out and sang in front of as much people as we could, whether we're at the mall, whether golf land. I don't even know if golf land still
Damn.
open.
Peter's
Golf
Golf Land.
Oh, Peter's golf land, right?
Oh,
In the middle section
yes.
where you go from outside to into the
Yeah.
golf course, there's
Yeah.
like a real acoustic area, and we would sing there because acoustics were perfect. But that's what we would do. We would go around and find places where it had the best acoustics, and we would just
Dope.
we would sing and not worry about who hears us. We wanted people to hear us,
Right,
and because that would just kind of sharpen our tools when people would listen.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
So James, actually Eric, you and I had some classes together, especially choir. I think that was your senior year. That was my junior year.
Yeah.
And I've always known that Cyrus could sing because he and I were in band together. And he's done a lot of other performances with other people when we were all at Indy. By the way, Indy represent. I think all of us
Indo.
here. went to
Indy, just
so-
about, yeah.
Just
Um,
about, just about.
OC.
So my question is this: how did you, James? So this is for you, right? Was singing just as big of a passion for you, like it was for Cyrus and Eric, or was it kind of something that you just stumbled onto because it was something that Eric was doing, or was it something that you've always wanted to do?
Yeah, that's a fair question. Yeah, I would say my passion runs just as deep as the guys,
Mhm.
I mean, we all like just woke up and that was the one thing we wanted to do. We could do it every day, all day long. I mean, in
Mhm.
fact, we did, we can talk about that later, but yeah, did I want to sing? I mean, yeah, I thought about it. I mean, it was something I did at home. I guess, I come from a
Mhm.
musical background and I always have this connection with music. So yeah, I mean, I guess I would say I had the same passion the entire time. Never thought about singing, and it just so happened that my brother started singing first,
Yeah.
which is probably why Chester asked me that, because I wasn't a part of Eric's first group before Innerlude.
That's like, you guys don't know, Eric and James are brothers. So
Yeah.
if you just kind of catching in on things.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. So that being said, being in the same house, it's kind of like, yeah, it's probably like, why wasn't James doing it? But I guess I was always doing that behind the scene. There wasn't Facebook back then, so I couldn't like post on my
Right.
story and be like, "That's what I'm doing." That was just how it was. And so anyway, but I think being around that just kind of made me like, oh, that's really cool. And then the times where Eric wasn't with his group, like then we would practice, we would harmonize, and that's kind of how it really started. And
So that's something that you guys always did when you guys were kids, right?
I wouldn't. Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
Got it.
yeah, because we had that -1 karaoke, and we would sing "Shower Me with Your Love."
I was just thinking
Freaking
surface right now in my
Surface.
head. I was like,
Right.
you sing Surface all the
Oh,
time.
he was the shower singer. The shower singer.
Surface, that group Surface.
Surface,
Shower
no,
Me
like,
with Your Love, and
Yeah.
You can harmonize it. You can go ahead. You can go ahead and harmonize.
So Cyrus, this is for you. You Judas. No, I'm just kidding. So a lot of people don't know this, but Cyrus and I were actually in the same group together prior to him joining. Yeah. Cyrus and I were in the same group together prior to him joining Interlude, Prestige.
Nestor.
Yeah, with Nestor. I don't know.
He's
If Nestor-
there.
Is that really Nestor? Can you have a photo?
That is
like,
Nessie.
Oh,
Turn your
Nessie,
Nessie.
camera
have a
on.
photo
I think
cut
it is
out.
Nestor.
Oh.
Ness, just show your face real quick.
The hair. The hair.
There
There
he
What's up,
is.
dude?
What's
Hey, by
up?
the way, guys, T and Pablo. I don't know if you guys have ever heard Nestor sing. Now, Cyrus, James, and Eric, they sound amazing. Nestor is on a different level.
A whole different level.
Whole different level. So if we were to say
Oh my God.
if we were to say Interlude is New Edition, Ness is easily Johnny Gill.
Johnny Gill.
me?
Oh,
You get me?
You're
my
trying to get
God.
the Johnny Gill.
You
Oh,
get me? So
Fair weather
Cyrus, one of the
friend.
questions I have for you, right? So, and I'm gonna let T and P take some of the questions too. But
Uh-huh.
one
Thanks.
question for you: when you and I were doing Prestige together with the Cereza brothers and Nestor, when did you know you were going to stab our backs and leave and go with Interlude? was
Somebody
that
salty.
something that you planned, or was that all Eric?
Did you always want to know that? You've been waiting to ask that question.
Oh
Hell
man,
yeah.
this is
30
the
years,
time.
man.
For today, man.
30
This
years
is the
later.
time Chester is gonna, bring it all out.
Oh yeah,
Oh, man.
coming out.
No, I mean, okay. So when we were singing together, right? Me, you, Esther, Harry, and Ray. Like, there was a point where I was such a diva and I was such a queen. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
Still are. What are you talking
Right?
about?
Like, did that change?
To be honest.
Okay.
And so I remember Eric just saying, hey, let's practice. And I remember, man, golly, I remember Eric and James inviting me to just practice, right? And so Eric, he was big on voicemails. He was
Singing on the voicemail.
Voicemail.
It's a
Oh,
90s
yeah.
Leave a
thing.
message so girls
Okay.
would call and they would listen to like
Oh
voicemail.
man.
Yep.
So
Talk
I
about the Wilcox
remember
girls,
it was me, Eric, and James. We sang "Failing Me." I wonder why I feel like my heart.
Riff. Yeah.
Right? I forget who
Yeah.
sings it.
Riff.
So I remember Ray calling me and saying, "Hey, is this you?" And clearly, I'm singing the first verse, and I'm like, "No, that's not me." I was so scared. But what was the question?
I said, when did you know you were going?
He's
to
staying
leave
on it. He's not letting it go.
Prestige?
I know.
It
Hey,
wasn't
oh,
the
yeah.
fact that
I
I,
got
was
him,
gonna
Pete.
try to. It wasn't the fact that I was trying to like.
But I don't think you even knew at that point yet. I keep telling the story. So like we practiced. I
Yeah,
think we
exactly.
like
So
you know,
like,
hooked up another couple. We practiced another couple of times.
right? It wasn't the fact that we started a new group. It was just practicing, right? And so it was to the point where we're like, okay, I'm gonna leave Prestige and I'm gonna do this with them.
Mhm.
There, boom. There you go.
Battle of the Bands.
All right, that's
So
cool.
sad about it.
No
So
love lost,
I have a question, not
Do
knowing
you
like
accept?
not that you do accept.
No.
I mean, this is for anyone because obviously, when you come up with like names, right? There's always a story behind it. Sometimes it kind of alternates and switches, as time passes. But how did you come up with the name Innerlude? How?
Eric, we'll let this
Eric,
bottom right square.
Ooh,
top.
how?
Well, one, I just always wanted to. When we were younger, I used to draw. I used to tag and stuff like that, and so I would always draw and doodle and see what looked cool.
Yeah.
And so I took the word interlude, and it was just doodling, and I kind of switched it up a little bit, and I changed the spelling a bit from interlude to Innerlude, INNER. And when you break down the word, now it has a different meaning. Inner meaning within, and lude meaning a musical snippet, or interlude meaning a musical snippet. So that's kind of how it started. Just from that.
I know.
My bad,
He got a little
Shakespeare.
deep.
I got a little deep.
Deep, okay.
That was deep. That was
There's
deep.
meaning. There's
I was
meaning.
drinking
there.
in the green room, you know what I'm saying? So,
Right. That
Yeah,
was
I got you.
that was
There you
was
go. That's
deep.
how it gets
Like,
done.
but still, you were like 18. You guys were like what 8? I mean, because if it's 96,
No,
97.
so James was like 15 when I remember
15?
we
I was
were recording
15
in the
at that
recording
time.
studio.
That's right.
James was still, James and Cyrus were still in high school,
I was 16.
Wow.
and we would just record super late. We would bring our Popeyes chicken as our snack in
Yay.
the studio. We couldn't record without tell him,
Oh,
James.
go ahead. No, I was just. You're talking about the Cajun
Yeah, we
rice.
gotta
Is
have
that where you're going?
Uh-oh, red beans.
Dirty rice.
The dirty
Oh.
rice.
Red beans and
absolutely.
rice and Cajun rice.
Side note. I heard they're gonna stop selling that. I hope it's
They
not true.
did. Can you believe
They
it?
really did.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wait,
Gone.
Popeyes, you fucking up. Get it together.
Yeah,
Gone.
that's
All
really
right.
sad. Okay, so I digress.
Cyrus is like,
Look at Cyrus. He's heartbroken.
They got to bring that
wait,
back. And
Popeyes
catch
is
the
on this.
people
Okay,
back.
we're gonna tell them. Pick
Yeah.
from
oh
Bay.
my,
and
good
like,
day.
So bring it back. But I think what was so back to like the days when we would kick it back then, Chester, like before even the studio, we would just spend hours just practicing. And after school, that was what we did. We would, go get off school and just go straight to, one of our houses and just sit there and like learn harmony. Like that was just the thing to do back then. I'm not sure why, but I mean, you were a part of that too, Chester.
Yeah.
I think that's what like old school groups
he was
did,
like the
though,
water
back then.
boy,
It's like,
right?
Yeah.
You know how you have the basketball team, you have the warm up, like everyone's important. Just, you know,
You got to roll.
you got to roll. Everyone has a role.
So,
No, I
so
think. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I got a question. So how were you guys discovered? So where did you take that
Yeah,
next step into, being a signed group?
because you guys have done some amazing stuff. So
Well, I'll start the story and then you guys could kind of jump in. But it all started, well, Eric mentioned, we would find places with good echo and we'd want to sing in public. And, I think it was more or less because we really liked the reaction. And that's kind of why, we probably did it. It felt good, right? When someone enjoyed it. So long story short, we ended up going to, it was Halloween. We ended up going to Gyro's haunted house, World of Terror, if you guys can remember. And it was a radio event. Some guys from Hot 97.7, you can remember that radio station, were there.
Bay Area.
These girls that were with us, they basically went up to them and were like, "Hey, our friends can sing. You got to listen to them." So we did our thing, and then and they were like, giving us props, whatever. We went through the haunted house. We were done. And at the end of the, when we got out, those guys from the radio station were actually waiting for us. And we are like, what? So they were, just basically say, hey, can we take you guys to the radio station? That was really, really good. We called our program director and we want him to meet you guys. Eric, take it from there.
Yeah,
So,
well, first off, it was DJ and Strawberry.
Okay.
oh man.
you
Yeah,
guys know those names?
They were Strawberry was a street team guy back then. He wasn't even he wasn't he wasn't the guy on the radio that you guys, a lot of people know today.
Right.
So those two were responsible
Right.
to bringing us back to the radio station to introduce us to DJ Jazzy Jim. He's a Bay Area legend DJ,
Right.
legendary
Sure.
DJ. And it was, he basically, when we first sang for him, he goes, not bad. He goes, work on it and give me a call. I guess, we kind of impressed him a little bit.
Kind of a nice way, right?
A nice way, but I'm not sure how much time passed, but it wasn't that much time, but we contacted him back. We started singing background vocals for another Bay Area group.
Spanish Fly.
Gee.
All right.
It's Milo and I.
Daddy's home.
Our brothers. Yeah.
That thing, Daddy's
Milo and
Home.
I, yeah.
So we started doing the background vocals for Daddy's Home when that came out. And, that's kind of what kickstarted our career.
Our whole discovery, right? Yeah, it really did. And then I would say from there, like we were on shows, like immediately on. I think that was a really great opportunity, was working with Spanish Fly, right? Because they happened to have a #1 record at the time with Daddy's Home. And so it was kind of like the right timing. And we were on that ticket and we were like on every show. And that was kind of how we got to meet everyone on the radio at that time in the 90s.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah,
I mean, where do you guys want to
97.
take it?
So during the time we were singing with Spanish Fly, there was one concert, I think it was the Fairgrounds. We actually had our own sets show. So we that's when we kind of officially came out as our own, was during that time when we sang at the Fairgrounds. And then after that, we started doing stuff, on our own.
The Santa Clara County Fairgrounds.
Santa Clara County Fairgrounds.
Yeah.
And you know what I remember most about that show? It was like 105 degrees. And we were all wearing like thick ass jumpsuits.
I know.
We wanted.
We did our wardrobe.
It was hella hot.
I think everybody at the fairgrounds was always overdressed because they were trying to look too damn cool and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sweating.
Yeah.
I want to give props to all the Bay Area and even the outskirts of Bay Area R&B groups back in the day, late 90s, early 2000s. If obviously you guys are the kings, right? And I want to say what's up also to I-80, my cousin's group out here in Sacramento. So my question leads to this a little bit. Did you guys know that you would make it this big when it comes to, the type of artists that you guys were opening for? And the only reason why I asked that, right? Because there were a lot of very similar sounding groups out there, right? I forget what their names are now, but there was Prodigy. No, not Prodigy. Repertoire, I believe. They were coming out of They came out of Santa Clara.
They're
And-
three-man
I
group.
feel like I remember that group. Yep.
That
Yeah,
sounds
repertoire,
familiar.
and then also that dude that eventually went on American Idol, Simon Lowe, I believe was his name. You know what I'm talking about? I forgot his name. I should have done my research.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so he was
Right.
in that group, and he made a name for himself as a solo artist. But for you guys who made it big when it was still pretty hot, when everyone was trying to get into the business, did you know that you would make it that big? I mean, from what I understand, you guys opened for Destiny's Child, for E40, for NSYNC, and all those other things. I mean, was that always in the plan once you hooked up with Strawberry, or did that kind of just come about because of your connections? Was that something that you guys aspired to do, or it kind of just snowballed into that?
Honestly, man, it's a lot. That was a lot.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't think we knew that our goal was to have a song on the radio. That was our ultimate goal,
That was the
right?
goal. Yeah.
And during that time, we had other Filipino artists that were striving for the same thing.
Yeah.
Kai that was out there. There was Premier that was out there. There was DNA, right? So all these Filipino acts were trying to come up. And so our goal,
One Voice,
just like One Voice, our goal was to keep on doing shows, perfect our craft, and with the right people on our team, like Jazzy Jim, he's gonna take us to that point, right? So when we recorded I Don't Want to Go On, and I remember Jim saying, all right, guys, we're going to put this on the radio. We're going to do it now. We're going to do it now. It was March 19th.
I remember.
March 18th.